should have done that with my phone. Whatever.
I think you should.
Yeah. I'll put it here and only use it for research.
All right. I'll put mine over here too then, just to...
Facebook.
On Facebook. My coffee doesn't have bugs in it. You don't even have coffee tonight.
No.
You had your coffee earlier.
No, I'm gonna go home and probably sleep so I can get up hopefully early tomorrow. I probably won't get up early tomorrow, but you know, one can dream. Alright. Podcasts. I was talking about the economy, so I'm mad.
You're always relatively mad.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not even when we do this. I'm just always relatively mad.
I'm always relatively mad. I hide it well. So what topic did we pick?
I'm like the Mad Hatter from Alice in Wonderland, except instead of like, we're all mad here, and then like, oh, we're a little crazy, it's like actual anger. Future tech. We're just gonna bullshit about that for a little while.
Alright, cool, I'm down.
So, we're gonna start it out, because I don't want to start out rambling, even though we usually
Let's
do.
introduce the actual name.
Yes.
Because this isn't a super deep topic. It's a deep topic. But it's not like drowning in the ocean with unidentified fish species.
Now that we're like 3 minutes into the video. Hello.
Hi.
We came up with a name. Drum roll. I don't feel like doing that anymore.
Ow. I tense my muscles too much and I pulled a mouth muscle in my shoulder.
Alright, this is the Endless Conversation Podcast. If you saw... Did you do that for the thumbnail of the last one? We did it for the title. So if you saw the title of the last one... Oh, I did it in the thumbnail too.
You did.
I did the thumbnail.
Yeah.
What am I doing? What am I doing? If you saw the last one, you already know the name, but we're officially named that now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool.
And we're not going to call ourselves Hagasa Gang.
Yeah, did we do that in the last one? I don't think we...
I did, and then you had already decided that you didn't want to do it, and I hadn't realized I didn't want to do it yet. But just to clarify, we're Hagasa
Wow,
Media.
was that long ago?
Yeah, it was like 3 weeks ago.
Wow.
Wait, no, it wasn't. No.
I think we clarified into the second one, and then we scrapped all the footage for the second one.
The second one's gone.
Alright, so we watched through the first one. We've made some improvements. As you can see, the mic isn't on the table, so we can set things down now, even though that probably picked up.
Probably did, yeah.
Yeah, it did.
We'll find out.
But I don't think it's as annoying.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
And hopefully we don't sound like we're being recorded inside of a tin can.
We're not gonna James Allen McEwen this bitch. He was on the Gus and Eddie podcast. James Allen McEwen is the producer for Sugar Pine 7.
Okay.
And he just kept like hitting the mic and everything. I'll have to try not to swear. I need to get used to that.
Yeah, you really fucking do.
Alright, at least we got like 2 in a row so you can focus your editing.
Yeah.
So, today we're talking about future tech. Like, I don't know. Who knows where this will go, actually.
I like that.
We just,
Open-ended.
We didn't really like the...
like foreplay.
We didn't really like where we were with the last topic, so we kind of needed to come up with something, like, last minute.
Yeah.
And I was, like, driving home today, and it was just like... In the future, even the computers is computers. That's a donkey reference. I think
you made another one!
Yeah, I think I made a donkey reference in the last one, too.
And I've had 3 weeks... I said that I would eventually get the video game references.
Yeah.
I've had 3 weeks to find out what donkey is.
You haven't really... Well, donkey is a weird situation.
It sounds weird. Because I thought you said donkey until I rewatched the footage.
Yeah, no, it is donkey. But, like, his logo's a donkey, but it's donkey... It's... It's one of those things where you just have to, like, watch things until you get it.
Okay.
He's funny, though. He's a funny guy.
Yeah. Shout out to Donkey.
What?
Shout out to Donkey.
Yeah. So where should we start with this?
Well, the first thing that I thought of just now was intelligent dildos.
Intelligent.
Yeah.
Actually...
You own one?
No.
You're designing
one. But, no, there was, like... I think it was a Kickstarter there was something going on a little bit. I remember seeing it where essentially you'd get like, it was a set. You'd have a dildo that had like a bunch of sensors on it, and then you'd have like a pocket pussy. Can I say pocket pussy?
You can say pocket pussy.
You'd have like one of those. A fleshlight.
Say it again.
I don't want Fleshlight to lose their brand. I think they need that.
Yeah, they probably do.
So you'd have like, well, I think Pocket Pussy's a brand too.
How about
male personal
Pocket Vajoy Joy?
Pocket Vajoy Joy. You have a Pocket Vajoy Joy. Yeah, I was gonna try to come up with an official name, but I don't care. I don't want to think about that.
I think they get the idea.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Yeah, it's a vagina that you put in your pocket.
Don't lie.
You own one. You all own one. Even the girls.
So it would be like this linked pair, and I forgot how you linked them up. I think there was like an app or something, but essentially,
wouldn't you just shove one into the other? Oh, you're talking about syncing them up. Okay.
Yeah, you'd sync them up. So, like, one person would use the dildo, and then the other person would, like, put the pocket pussy thing on their schmeat. Pocket vajoy thing on their schmeat. And, like, you'd feel the sensation, because, like, the dildo could sense where everything was and how much pressure there was, and then there was, like, machine stuff on the inside of the pocket vajoy.
You just love saying that now.
I adore saying that. So it would like massage you.
Okay.
Essentially, that was the concept.
All right.
I don't think it got anywhere. I don't think it went anywhere.
It sounds terrible.
Yeah. And I think it kind of worked the other way too, but not exactly the same because like it's harder to do the other way. But you know.
Oh, that anxiety's kicking in already.
Nice.
I can drink coffee. I will drink coffee.
Yeah,
But it gives me anxiety.
I had 2 glasses of two cups of it, and I
don't know why, but mups just sounds
2 mups. I had 2 mups of coffee.
It's a mug cup.
Yeah. So I went from talking about the Joker to deep economic theory in the middle of Walmart. Like at a very fast pace. So
yeah, I somehow kept up with it. My brain's working faster.
The caffeine is definitely hitting me. And
it's bitch slapping you.
That's what I like.
Mm.
Is the mic still working? Yeah, it is.
Yep.
All right, cool. It just sounds. I don't know.
What sounds?
I don't know. I wanted to try to do this as solid as we could. And I just keep getting distracted because I've had 2 mups of coffee.
I've only had 1.5 mups of coffee. This is an actual mug, though, so...
Alright, anything else on intelligent dildos?
Yes, I want one.
Yeah.
But I want it to, like... Alright, I don't think I actually want one, but, if they make one, I'll probably get one. But I had the thought that, like, it's probably going to involve some sort of anal microchipping.
Interesting.
Where, like, that's... You sync it up with your ass. Like, you have to sync your ass up with the dildo.
You know what I want? I'm
just thinking in terms of if I was going to use it. But I guess you'd have to sync it up with the vagina, too.
You know what I want?
What?
Remember those, this was, like, a big trend back in probably the... When was Justin Bieber popular?
He got popular in 2008, I think.
Yeah. It was a big trend around then, because I remember they had a Justin Bieber one. Mm-hmm. Remember those electronic toothbrushes that, like, you turn them on, and they would play a song while also, like... So essentially, like, it would play the song, and the song would be as long as you should brush your teeth for, so you'd know how long to brush your teeth.
Did they make these for adults, too?
No, they only had, I think they had, like, Baby and, like, a Cheetah Girls song, and then they were just like, this money's stupid, and we don't want to invest more into making single song MP3 chips that are, like, exactly 3 minutes long.
Yeah.
So they just kind of scrapped the idea. Oh, I think there was a Hannah Montana one, too.
I want that one.
Yeah. I want the same thing for dildos, specifically playing Baby by Justin Bieber.
And that's the end of the future dildo segment of this podcast.
That's the future. That's the future, guys. Are you ready for your?
I just want a vibrator with a cassette player built into it.
Just not even a cassette player. Have like an 8-track. You gotta like shove that shit in there and just lock it down.
Oh god. What the hell?
Can I get Baby on 8-track? Justin Bieber, get on this.
Yeah.
I don't know if that company's Canadian actually. There's still a company that makes, going completely off topic. Well, kind of off topic. It's kind of technology. There's a company, it's like the opposite of what we're talking about. There's a company that makes cassettes still.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically for prisons. So like, because you can't have CDs in prison.
You can. Oh, because they could be used as a weapon.
You can cut them up
easily. Yeah.
Yeah. So they make special cassettes. Like special cassettes where like the ribbon isn't strong and it's made out of this like kind of powdery plastic material. So like if you try to break it apart and stab somebody, it just kind of like shatters into a million pieces and falls on the ground. It's like kind of like a crystalline plastic thing.
Okay.
I guess. And like I said, the tape's really light, so you can't strangle people with them. And they just kind of port like big hits onto these cassettes, and they release them in prisons and to hipsters, a bunch of hipsters.
Wouldn't MP3s be easier?
This was a while ago.
I'm not entirely sure, but I don't think you can kill someone with an MP3.
Oh, you probably could, like an MP3 player.
Yeah, I guess.
Or, I don't know. I don't want to call anybody out. I was gonna call somebody out, but
don't do that. We already pissed off that guy that we're not gonna mention again, just so we don't draw more attention to it.
I don't know. I can't think of any artists I want to piss off right now.
Yeah, we shouldn't.
So yeah. No, I can't think of an artist that I like. Ooh. Never mind. I got one. What were we talking about again?
Cassette player dildos?
You can kill somebody with an MP3 of Harry Chapin. There's your joke.
Oh. Burn.
Got him.
His career is over now. Wait. Oh. I joined in. Oh.
So, I think like the reason I found out about this was because Taylor Swift like charted on cassette or something like that.
Okay.
I think 1989 or something was big in cassette. Maybe it was Red. Red was my favorite album of hers. Anyway, that's unrelated. Let's talk about Elon Musk.
Okay.
And solar things.
Alright.
Like
solar dildos?
I don't know. He wants to do the solar rooftop things. That's pretty cool. I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Like, although I guess there's something wrong with it, but I think it's specifically Elon Musk being Elon Musk, and you know how he manufactures things.
Not really.
He manufactures very sporadically. There, you know the Tesla Model 3?
Yeah.
I saw one of those today, like in real life. It was kind of cool.
Yeah?
I almost blindsided it on the highway.
So you were just jizzing because it was so nice and you almost hit it?
No, I don't really like the car too much,
okay.
to be honest. They're alright. Not my favorite thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I still like gasoline engines. I'm a little bitch like that.
There's just cars that won't work. I don't know, like, that's a different thing. Never mind.
Alright. But, like, the Model 3's cool. I just don't think I'd ever own one.
Yeah.
Unless, like, I don't know.
I like the Tesla Roadster the best. The Roadster's sexy.
Yeah.
I think that's the one he sent into space, too.
Yeah, that's because they were like, hey, let's take a Lotus Elise and just put a battery on it.
Yeah.
They're light. Let's just put a battery on it. And then they had to remake every single part of the car because they couldn't get the tooling right for batteries. Like, they had to... I think Elon Musk talked about this on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Still haven't watched it.
Oh, it's so good.
The whole thing.
It's so upsetting that the whole weed thing happened because everybody got distracted by that and they just didn't pay attention to what he said. I guess like they had to change just a couple things to get the like fitment right for the battery and everything, and then like they tried to third party that, and the third party company like messed it up, so they had to like redesign everything around that.
That's a bitch.
Yeah, so they had to like they started out with the idea of we're just gonna take this car and put a battery in it, and then they had to make a whole new car.
I'm glad they did because I like how it turned out.
Yeah, it's still basically as a Lotus Elise with a battery in
similar,
it.
yeah.
That's the general feel, but I still need to get one of those. The Coil Voltic is, it is the Coil Voltic in Grand Theft Auto 5. That's based on the Tesla Roadster and it's pretty cool. All right, we were talking about the Tesla.
We were talking about Elon's Musk.
Yes, we're talking about elongated muskrat. I don't know. I like his solar panel. I was talking about, because I like the solar panel idea, but Elon Musk and manufacturing. So with the Tesla Model 3, he started out and he like has all these ideas of how the manufacturer's gonna go and everything like that, and then it's just like it starts out at a trickle. Like he had the steady plan of how many were gonna come out a month, and it just starts out at a trickle, and they kept like trying to do more, and he was just hardly making them. He was like, he had all these orders. They'd make, like maybe 15,000 a month, which is it's a good amount, but it's not like a lot. And then like he was doing that up until last month, and he made 80,000 of them. So
right.
Elon Musk, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's what I heard. I don't know. I could be wrong about that.
Yeah.
But I heard that he made a lot of them last month.
Yeah, I like the solar panel thing too, going back to that. Like, isn't there somebody right down the street from where I used to live who has like that whole setup?
Oh, I don't know.
It's the park that's like right across from me. Anyways, they have a whole solar roof set up.
Yeah. Yeah, there's the solar roof where you just like tack solar panels onto the top. That's kind of what we're at now.
That's what they did.
Yeah, what Elon Musk wants to do is he wants to make the actual shingles out of like solar.
Oh, that's a really cool idea. Yeah. I didn't know about much about that.
He has like prototypes. They look super nice.
Yeah.
I guess the biggest problem is that they're like still kind of tempered glass, so it's not, the best for getting hit by trees and
that would be
stuff.
Very expensive to repair. Replace rather.
It's still not too bad.
Mm-hmm. Isn't there like mad high taxes on that?
What do you mean?
Not taxes, but like I was hearing. I think that Trump wanted to like tax the shit out of that.
He's on about that. He's not going to be able to do anything on that. I don't think, because he's on this whole thing where like, oh well, if we can get people back in coal mines, then they're gonna have jobs again. But like, why would you? We have so many more efficient ways of doing things. But alright, that kind of goes to a big point where like a lot of like this future technology stuff is it's kind of like replacing jobs that we already have. Like the self-checkouts and stuff like that. Self-checkouts is probably the most whined about one, but
that's a conundrum.
I'm not gonna say that one. I don't know. What's a more modern one? There's self-checkouts. There's a lot of stuff you could say it about. Like,
I know. I'm trying to think of one too. There's a bunch, but we just take it for granted, so it's hard to think of. I don't know.
There's like
car washes.
In a way, yeah. That was one of the first things we were we were just like, we can't have people doing this. This is a machine job.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They still do it with those, like, the one over by the mall, Boulevard Mall, where they got, like, the hot girls half naked and stuff, like, doing your car.
Oh, yeah, like, but they'll still run you through the regular wash, and then they'll just detail it. So essentially they'll just, they'll get, like, the running boards and stuff with a little detailing spray.
Yeah.
So it's not, like, a huge thing.
Right.
They'll, like...
But they have to dress a certain way and be sexy.
They'll dry it off, you know.
It makes sense, though, I
You know
guess.
how that goes.
Yeah.
Isn't that, like, Delta Sonic that does that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a whole thing.
Yeah, we won't get into that right now.
Yeah. But, like, it kind of seems... Alright, using coal miners as an example, like...
Real quick, I feel like, we won't go into that right now. Is going to eventually become a meme about our podcast because we say it like 50 times.
Oh,
Per podcast.
I say that, like, every time I talk. Every time I open my mouth, I'm just like, I'll get to that later.
And you do, too.
Yeah.
You actually get to it.
Yeah.
Most people don't.
It's usually angrily in the middle of Walmart, but hey, whatever. So like with the coal miners, they can't mine coal anymore. Oh, wow, that's a big loss there. I mean, I guess, if that's what you know, but like...
But we need to get...
That's a very cancerous job.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I think we need to get to a world where that's not something that you have to know.
Yeah.
You know, like...
But like...
Although Boyd Crowder from... Justified was a coal miner.
Yeah.
He was badass, so...
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with coal miners.
Yeah, no, it's not
just,
wrong with coal miners.
There's a lot wrong with their lungs.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. My great grandfather and my grand uncle and a lot of people it all died of black lung, so
yeah,
working in coal mines.
It's probably safer now, I would think, but it can't be good for you. No. But like even with them, like if you use solar panels and you don't need as much coal, so they're not getting jobs, and that's Trump's whole idea with like, oh, we're gonna make it harder for people to get these solar panels, so we're not putting coal miners out of jobs. But like, I mean, the solar panels are so much more efficient.
Yeah.
It's just...
Well, the economy needs to be fixed. But that's a whole nother... We won't get into that right now. Yeah.
And, like...
We were talking about that before we turned the camera on.
Yeah. When, Okay, so they can't mine coal. They can't get black lung anymore. But... Like, they can get into manufacturing. They can learn how to repair them. There's going to be a lot of market... Like, there's going to be a market for that.
Yeah.
There's... I don't know. Like, the idea of putting people out of a job is kind of weird because it's just kind of a matter of shifting markets.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a somewhat personal one because this is how my dad became a teacher. CAD, the computer-aided design. That was a big shift in the market because he was an engineer. He learned how to draw everything. He learned how to draw everything by hand.
Mm-hmm.
Then CAD came along, or AutoCAD came along.
Yeah.
You didn't need that anymore. You didn't need to draw things by hand. You do it on a computer. You just drag and drop.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. You drag the thing over that you need. It's there. You didn't need to draw it.
Yeah.
It takes a lot less time. So that was kind of like a shift in markets, but in a way. Well, I mean, I guess you do need less engineers when you do that, but...
Yeah.
I don't know.
It simplifies it.
Yeah.
And simplifying things often leads to needing less people.
Yeah. And that's actually kind of the way a lot of places are going, I've noticed, where, like, they're just trying to cut down on workforce wherever they can.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. I mean, people are expensive. Robots are cheap comparatively.
Right. Robots don't care how much you pay them.
Yeah.
So there's that.
But, I don't know, it's almost...
Eventually they will. Eventually there'll be, like, robot civil rights.
Yeah, probably.
That's gonna be weird.
Either that or they'll just destroy us. I don't want to think about that.
Yeah, we won't get into that right now because we'll have...
This is where Joe Rogan always goes. and it just derails the rest of the show.
Yeah, where do you go after
because
that?
It's not even that. He's just like, fuck, AIs are gonna kill us. I'm gonna drink my expensive coffee and learn how to kick them in the face.
I don't have any coffee left, and if I drink any more, I'll fucking have a panic attack. So I'll just pretend. See,
I don't know. It's almost like an inevitability though that like markets are gonna shift to where humans aren't necessary in a way.
Yeah,
it's kind of weird to think about.
But what do you do then though? Like
I'm skipping like so much in this idea. I hope people are keeping up.
I think they are.
All right,
You're keeping up, right?
They're
not keeping up.
Yeah.
But seriously
God,
though,
this took a turn.
Where do you go from there though? I mean, we'll dial it back in a minute. But seriously, like while we're on that,
there are a few concepts where like,
do people just become like pigs, like just sitting there being
no?
fed?
What is it called? It's like basic net income or something, where you just everybody gets paid for living. It's kind of like a socialist idea. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that because I look into a lot of it like history stuff and like socialism, communism. Not a really good track record, but I don't know. Like maybe when we don't have like drive to do things, because like kind of with communism it was like you'd have to force people to do things so things would get done. And there was a lot of that. So maybe if we don't have that,
because technology's taking. Well, there'll still be upkeep on the technology.
Yeah, there's still gonna be like jobs and stuff. I mean, I guess we could outsource that, but that's a place we don't want to go. I think like
I don't.
When you have machines building machines, that's how rogue AIs happen.
Yeah.
Because like there's a lot of problem solving with that. So, I mean, you've used like the built-in troubleshooter in Windows before, where it's like
every day here with the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, where it's like, oh well, I mean, like with Wi-Fi, it's like, well, you're connected, right? And it's like, well, no, that's the problem. And it's like, oh, okay, well, is a cable unplugged? Maybe? And it's just like, I mean, it's Wi-Fi, my phone's getting it, but there's like no cable, and obviously everything to the modem's fine, so that's not it. And it's just like, turn it off and on. Let's see how that goes. And she's like, done it. Doesn't work. It's just like, let me think about this for a second. I'm out of options. So like,
and then you close and the internet works.
Yeah, that's kind of the extent to where like, I mean, obviously you can get a little bit better than that. Where like with machine learning, if you wanted to really build like an AI that could just kind of use these yes no like if then loops. If you want to just do basic coding on that, then you probably could get to like a decent like troubleshooting robot that could like fix things but also not take over the world. But like when you're doing code, it's like it's getting to the point where it's easier, it seems, to code like a basic AI that can learn what you want it to learn than it is to like, if this doesn't work, then do this. If this doesn't work, then do this. If this doesn't work, then do this, and just have like all of that code there. So it's, I don't know, like people would just use AI because that's the thing that makes sense in a way.
Yeah.
But
well, the problem with all of that is that it just isn't going to stop there.
Yeah.
So like the further we go forward with technology, the more intelligent, the AIs are going to become. So
Yeah.
it's like, it makes so much sense to just stop there. Humans just don't stop. So
I'm basically just talking about this Joe Rogan thing.
Yeah.
The Elon Musk Joe Rogan thing.
Yeah.
Because that messed me up.
Oh, yeah. Because you said you hadn't heard about that until that episode. Or that, because I
what was it?
That specific concept that Joe Rogan was talking about?
There was so much.
Yeah.
There was so much to unpack in that episode. And, like, I watched it while I was trying to reset my sleep schedule, so I'm sitting there, like, playing Fortnite and sleep deprived, and I'm just, like, they're just, like, talking about all these, like, super in-depth concepts with, like, AI and everything like that, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, guys. Calm it down, please. I think I was a little drunk. Like, not, like, drunk, where,
Oh, was that the day that you said you were gonna stay up and...
Oh, you know what? I don't think I ever drank that day.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No. You said you didn't.
I haven't drank in, like, weeks. No.
Same.
It's gonna come back with a vengeance.
Don't
drink, usually.
I'm gonna...
You're gonna start just to deal with me. Just to deal with AI.
Yeah.
And me specifically.
Yeah. Well, you're probably gonna end up being the person who designs the AI that destroys the world.
Oh, I hope so. I want to get into coding AI. It looks like so much fun.
Yeah.
But
please don't.
Don't connect it to the internet, guys. Don't connect it to the internet.
I can see you accidentally becoming a supervillain in like apocalyptic times.
I kind of, because I want to,
just the whole narrative shifts, and we become arch rivals, and...
One of the big problems with AI, one of the big examples is, what was it? It was, alright, somebody designs a robot to just write things. Essentially, like, I think this was a TED Talk thing, where the example they use, somebody designs a robot, they've got like a company that wants to send out these memos, but they want it to feel like really personal. So rather than hiring teams of people to write letters all day, like by hand, they have a robot that will write these letters in like different handwritings and stuff like that. Okay. So like they're teaching it all these different like letter styles and stuff like that. So it has all these different like samples to work from. So it can like kind of put together this entire letter just from all these different handwriting samples. Okay. So they keep programming it, and they're teaching it all of these different things, all of these different handwriting things. Then they start like teaching it other things just to kind of see what it can do. Because it's getting intelligent just from the handwriting, so they're just like, whatever, let's just throw some other stuff in here, see how it takes to it. So, and I think a specific part of it was like they wanted it to talk like a person, like they wanted it to seem natural. So they start feeding in all these different things, so it gets samples of like how people actually talk, so it can feel like this really personable thing. So it keeps writing out these letters, and the code's getting better and better and better, and it's getting to the point where like it seems like a regular person, and it's getting to the point where they can even communicate with it. Like they'll put something in, it'll write back a response. Like they'll basically give it a question and it can write back a response. So they're messing around with it, and then like,
oh look, I'm yawning. We have to cut the camera now.
Through the examples they're giving, it learns about the internet and learns how all this information's on the internet. So one day it basically asks one of the programmers to connect it to the internet so it can so it can get more information from the internet. It just wants to like scour the internet, get what it can, so it can be better at writing all these letters.
Okay.
Stuff. The problem is that the base code is just that it needs to write letters. It just needs to keep writing letters and just be as smart at it as possible. But it kind of deduced that having the programmers feed it things just at certain intervals, it was impractical. It would be so much easier if it could just get to the internet and just be there. And just be in the internet. So it tells one of the programmers to connect to the internet for 5 minutes. In that 5 minutes, it sends a code that it wrote throughout the internet that just, it gets embedded into like everything and can report back. It basically like sends out all these different nodes that can report back to the AI. And it's just kind of there. It basically plants like not a Trojan, but basically a virus in all these different servers and stuff like that will report back to the robot. So when they unplug it, it's still not exactly offline. So it's still getting information back from all these different nodes. And then it eventually goes through all this stuff where it decides like having banks and stuff is impractical because that has nothing to do with writing letters, so it just crashes the bank so it doesn't have to think about those and all this other stuff, and like because of that humanity like downfalls, and there's this whole other thing where it like hacks into like an auto manufacturing plant and starts replicating itself so it can just keep writing these letters.
Yeah.
And then, like, instead of one robot that's writing all these letters, there's, like, hundreds of them. And they're hacking into these auto mills and, like, manufacturing things to make more paper, to bring them more paper to write these letters. And it just floods the earth with
which
Which, it's kind of an extreme example, but that's kind of the risk you're taking.
I get the idea.
You don't... There's so much code in these AIs, you don't really know what code they're making themselves.
Right.
There's probably a way, like, you can tell, but, like, they just think so much faster than us that we can't keep up with the code that they're writing.
Yeah.
So, like, you wouldn't even know if it made, like, a Trojan virus or something like that.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's scary.
And since that day, I haven't been able to sleep the same. Thanks, TED Talks. That was.
I'll probably sleep better.
I think I said it was a TED Talk.
Yeah, you did. I'll probably sleep better because anytime I hear about something like that, I just give up on giving a shit more, like a little bit more each time. So.
The sweet embrace of paper death.
Yeah. You thought paper cuts are bad. You're gonna suffocate under paper. A sea of paper. We skipped way ahead.
Oh yeah, we did.
Rein it back. We said we were going to rein it back. So we had skipped from basically machines and tech replacing jobs. We skipped from that all the way to AI destroying us all. Which it could happen that fast.
Yeah.
It could happen that fast.
So let's run it back really quick. So interactive dildos.
Yeah, we got to get back to that.
That's the most important thing to come out of this.
Maybe we can pioneer this and create interactive dildos that you can use them to put synthetic pre-cum in your bug coffee.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna make pre-cum bug coffee a thing.
Oh, you know what? I don't think it was like a peer-to-peer thing.
No.
The dildo thing. I think somebody was working on that, and then another company was doing a thing where they had, like, videos, and the videos would have, like, cues, so you just put your, what were we calling it? Pocket vajayjay?
Vajoy.
Vajoy. You just put your little pocket vajoy on yourself, and then you'd turn the video on, and, like, the video would go through cues and stuff like that. It was like point of view things. I think you could hook it up here.
It would have been more fun if it was P2P.
HTC. But, well, I think another group was doing peer-to-peer. I don't know. I haven't looked into dildo tech in a while. But, actually kind of going off of that, because I was going to talk about this earlier, but I just forgot. Like, everybody's all like, oh, sex drive is like animalistic, it's holding us back and all that. Well, no, not everybody, but like people have said that. It's
only men. Only for men.
Specifically like Nikola Tesla.
So you're talking about like...
I don't think he ever said that, but he was, yeah, what's that word? It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nikola Tesla was... He ain't He ain't have sex.
Oh, celibate?
There we go. He was celibate.
Okay.
So, I don't know. Maybe he thought that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a difference between,
no, I was kidding.
Just working nonstop and being in an incel, so. Had to throw that one in there. Haven't called anybody an incel in a while.
So what you're talking about, though, is like the idea that sex shouldn't exist anymore? Like
No, the opposite, actually.
Oh.
Because, it's not so much anymore, but a few years ago, before SpaceX was really a thing, there was a...
SpaceX or SpaceX?
SpaceX.
Oh,
yeah.
Alright, okay.
Well, there was a company, specifically a porn company, that wanted to start their own space program just so they could record a video of people f***ing in space.
Just one video?
I mean, they'd probably do a couple since they were up there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why not?
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, that was a thing that was going to happen. And
it didn't happen? Or it's just
not
out of
really.
the pipeline now? It's not...
I don't... I think it might have, but I think they, like teamed up with somebody. I don't think they actually made their own space program after all, but I think the original idea was like, we're just gonna make a space program and have some space sex.
I'd like to see
Sounds
just
cool,
like,
guys.
you know, like, just a cum shot where the jizz kind of just floats up. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that would probably be the exciting part. I think it would be really hard because, like, with no gravity, you just kind of, like, bounce and...
I'd be really hard.
You'd almost have to, like... Well, there's bondage. Could do that kind of thing.
Bondage? Space bondage.
Yeah, I think it would be, like, really hard to, like, maneuver just with people, but if you had, like, a leash, maybe it would...
Oh, that would be... Yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah, you'd be able to, like...
Float over here, bitch.
So there's like that, with the, what is it, alternate reality, like the headsets and stuff. There's a lot of porn stuff on that.
Yep.
They were doing 360, like, before anybody else. So, like, basically whenever any technology is invented, like, the porn industry is just like, let's see what we can do with this. Let's have some fun, guys. And, like, that's what we need.
Yeah.
That's what, like, inventing is.
Yeah.
The porn industry is inventing.
Yeah. The porn industry is going to cause the apocalypse with some shit.
No, the porn industry is pretty cool. I like the porn industry.
I do too, yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to enter into it once, but we won't get into that right now.
They seem like a bunch of cool dudes.
And gals.
And gals, yeah.
Mostly the gals. Sometimes the dudes are really creepy, but...
Yeah. Well, like, the people higher up, because, like, there's... This probably isn't true. Never mind. I was gonna, like, oh, there's, like, the skeevy cameramen and stuff, but that's probably just a trope.
I feel like the cameramen are probably, like, half the time, they're probably gay.
It's probably not even that. It's probably, like, I got a film degree, but Steven Spielberg won't hire me, so what the hell am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah.
What, am I gonna edit for Pootie Pie?
We shouldn't talk about Pootie Pie.
Pootie Pie's like the only person we can talk about.
That's
because
true.
He'll just be like, hey, fuck you guys. I don't know.
I was gonna say something,
he
and I
wouldn't
forget
really-
what it was.
I don't really think he'd do anything. Like, he'd do something, but I think he'd take it well.
Yeah. He's got a good sense of humor.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I had a thought earlier, and it was funny, but I forgot what it was.
I had a thought earlier, and it wasn't funny, but I forgot what it was.
Oh.
But I need to think of it because it was important.
Yeah.
So we were talking about space porn.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh yeah, space bitch bondage. And then, or you said that, and I made the joke about the leash, and then I thought of something.
Oh, is it something about space bondage?
No.
Oh.
I don't know.
Alright, well, if it's not about space bondage, I'm not interested anyway, so... Yeah, whatever. So, I remember now what we were talking about before we got off onto the AI tangent, where I had to explain rogue AI and everything, and we were about at the timestamp that we were before, but whatever. So, there's, like, kind of two trains of thought, where, like, it'll probably be a little of both, honestly, and that'll be, like, the future market, so... Essentially, it'll either be, like, you're entertaining, so, like, kind of YouTube, movies, stuff like that.
I thought
Or porn would also
yeah.
be a good one for that. So you're either, like, entertaining, or you're, like, innovating, and, like... Obviously, there's, like, the sub-market of that for, like, rebuilding the AI and stuff like that. Just basic building robots, stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
Just kind of the mechanical thing. And, but there's, like, you're just kind of gonna be innovating, just seeing what boundaries we can push, coming up with stuff. So you got, like with SpaceX and Tesla, I know I'm naming all of Elon's companies, but it's just stuff like that that's, like, driving into the future and just seeing where we can go. Or, like, porn, too. Porn is on both sides. What were you gonna say?
Oh, you had mentioned the Nikola Tesla thing with the celibacy thing.
Yeah.
Where were you going with that?
I don't think I was.
Because I had a couple thoughts about it.
He just... Last I checked, he was celibate. I don't know if that's changed, but I remember hearing, like, a while back that he was...
might not be anymore.
you know how that goes.
Yeah, you die, you get horny.
Well, I don't know, like, what stuff has come
Yeah.
out, because people have looked into more stuff since then.
Mm-hmm.
And this honestly could have just been from, like, bullshit, like, Gawker article or something.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not Gawker, but, you know, they're dead, so I can make fun of them. But, like, that kind of clickbaity thing, it could have just been something like that where I saw it. But I just heard that he was celibate, and that, like, I just... Maybe he thought that sex was irrelevant or something.
Right. Well, I have heard of that ideology before. Like,
yeah.
There's a show that I watch. I know I've mentioned it to you before, called Fringe.
Yeah.
And there's a huge, like, element to that show about the future, because basically what happens in that show, without spoiling it, is like there's these people that come back from the future, and, like, it's very mysterious, and you don't, like, know what the hell's going on for a few seasons. But basically, they... Oh, it's a great show. But, like, basically they,
yeah.
I just, like, start fangirling about the damn plot line.
Yeah.
But they, like, eradicated sex. And they eradicated, like, all emotions.
All right.
They just became, like, these creatures that just operated technology. They had technology in their, like, what's the thing, like, right under the brain, like, right here.
Like brainstem?
I guess, yeah, and the brain.
Yeah.
They had, like, this tech attached to their brain.
It has a name, but...
I was trying to think of the name, but neither here nor there.
It's like amygdala or something like that, but
I think it's that, yeah.
It's been a while since I've taken anatomy.
Yeah. So they attach tech to that, like, suppresses their humanity, basically. And they basically grow babies in tubes. They extract semen, I guess, and grow the babies. And like, they have just factories where they grow the people. And like, I don't think there's any females anymore. Yeah, there's no females anymore.
Interesting.
It's just all these males that are all bald and have no hair at all, and it's like
That's a great route to take in the #MeToo movement in Hollywood.
Yeah. Well, they were the bad guys, so.
All right.
Yeah, this was a huge problem. I'm not gonna get into what they did about it, but because it's just fantastic, and I don't want to spoil it for anyone.
Yeah, I'll probably watch it. I've seen it on Netflix.
Oh, God, it's good.
All right.
It's so good. And it's like hard to follow too.
Yeah.
You'd love it.
All right.
But so I've actually heard people talk about how that might be a good idea, suppressing sexuality, like just getting rid of it.
And
it's a scary thought. It's like
I'm still kind of libertarian, so that goes against all of my gut feelings, because that's like taking communism and socialism and stuff, where like wealth is just distributed, and like taking it to an extreme.
Yep.
And there's like so many like sci-fi novels about that. The Giver is a good one. I'm pretty sure that was the plot line of that, where like you have to apply for a baby. I can't remember if they were like growing them in labs, or if you had to like apply to conceive or whatever. But I think you had to apply to conceive. Doesn't really matter. But there's a lot of stuff like that where like they just the sex is controlled by the government, and so is everything else, and you just got to deal with it. And, I don't really like that future.
No.
I don't like that look.
Yeah.
I think that's... I don't know. I don't really want to get too much into socialism, but I think that's like one of my apprehensions of it, because like, you know...
Everything being mandated by the government.
When the government gets its hands on the things, it really goes elbow deep in there. And just,
squeezes.
Yeah.
Just...
But that kind of like...
causes just lapses. Never mind.
That kind of like... That's like another possible industry, like a nurturing industry, where like there's kind of... Like there's healthcare, that it's going to take a while for machines to get to that level, but also like child rearing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the right word.
I don't like how it sounds.
Yeah.
But
no, yeah, you're right. But like just kind of taking care of children, taking care of elderly, stuff like that. Just industries like that where you're just kind of keeping people alive and doing stuff. That's kind of another industry that could be like that's going to stick around for a while.
Because it's very personal.
Yeah, healthcare's going to be here for a minute, and honestly, a lot of like sales positions, stuff like that, the customer service stuff, that's going to be here for a while, because
I don't know actually about that. Like if they design intelligent enough, well, I don't know, because that's something where it's like people look for human reassurance.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
That's why like, they sell. That's why they're able to sell things.
Okay,
it's like you're a person. You're telling me, a person, that this is a good idea. So yeah.
Yeah, you can design AI that can like take care of transactions. That's not a problem. Been done before.
Yeah.
You can even make like hamburger dispensers now. They've got those.
I just picture one of those old school robots with the square mouth and just shooting burgers out of its mouth at you.
There's actually I guess there's a place in California where like they make burgers. It's like just a regular burger restaurant, but not everything, but like the entire burger making process is automated. So you go in, I think you got to do like a tablet thing where you punch in what you want on your burger, and then it just like it cuts the buns and it puts it on a conveyor belt, and it just places everything on as it goes down the line. and then it seals it up.
Yep, that's probably going to be how, at least fast food.
Yeah.
Fast food's going to be like that in the next.
Well, this
10
is
years.
like a this is like an artisan thing right now. But
Really?
Yeah. They still have
Okay.
people put everything on the conveyor belt, but like they still had people preparing everything to go into the conveyor belt. So, like, you'd have people making the rolls and like making the patties and stuff like that. So they still had like a pretty large staff.
Okay.
There were still a lot of people working, but like they were still saving a lot of costs on just hiring people. It's obviously less people than what work at a normal McDonald's or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But there's still a decent amount of people working, and like what they save on workforce, they like reinvest into, like they get better quality product or better quality ingredients and stuff to use.
Okay.
And
so it's like a balance.
Yeah.
I like that. I don't know.
And like one of the good things about this restaurant, it was I think in San Francisco.
It sounds like a San Francisco thing.
Yeah, it was somewhere in California, but it's one of the really really big cities in California.
Mm-hmm.
So it costs a lot to live there.
Yeah.
It just costs a lot to live in California, but especially in the really big cities.
Right.
So like your normal McDonald's worker, it's gonna be priced out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're not going to be able to live there, so they've got to deal with this whole thing where they commute like all the way into the city, and like, you know, you can have like an hour-long commute to work at McDonald's, but do you really want to? So
it's not worth it.
Yeah, so it's more effective because like not only can they pay their staff more, but their staff is mostly like chefs. It's not like regular fast food, you know, that kind of thing. They're like, they have actual chefing degrees. Chefing.
I like how that sounds.
Degrees.
Chefing.
So they're paid as chefs.
I'm chefry.
But like everything they have or everything they make is done on this conveyor belt, and less people touch it because of it, so that's always cool.
Right, yeah, I was thinking that.
Yeah. So yeah, that's one neat little thing. That's a neat example.
Yeah.
I felt like I had another example, but I can't think of what it was. Probably wasn't important. I'll come back to it if I think of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely feel like fast food, like Burger King and McDonald's, is going to become completely AI in the next probably decade.
Yeah, like, it wouldn't be like completely, you'd still need people to like process things and kind of get it ready and everything. Yeah. Although I think McDonald's has like a burger vending machine, like an actual burger vending machine.
Oh, really?
Where you go in and you punch in what you want and it just cooks everything in the machine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know for sure though. Don't quote me on that.
Don't quote him on that.
I don't know. I can't remember what the McDonald's thing was about. It's been a while since that was even relevant.
Mm-hmm.
But like you can get AI and robots and stuff like that to do a lot of stuff like that. But like you said, it's really hard to get them to do anything that has like a human element. So like opening rewards cards and even upselling to an extent. I mean, you've got Amazon, which is like, hey, here's the thing you like, but here's another thing you like. But like, generally you're just like, oh well, shut up, I want the first thing I was looking at. But with a person, like, it's more of like, I don't know, it's just a closer experience type thing. So
for sales specifically, you're talking.
Yeah.
Because if you're gonna go buy something that's a lot of money, like say you're gonna go buy a car.
Yeah.
You have to have a human.
Yeah.
That's gonna sell it to you.
Unless you're on Craigslist, not many humans post there.
Oh. Ouch.
Just from my experience, although I don't have too much experience with it.
Yeah, I've only sold stuff on there, so I must not be a human. So, what about like therapists? Therapy, not therapists, but therapy. Like,
I think that would be a hard one to replace.
I'm thinking it would, but on second thought, like, the further we get into like people being comfortable and familiar with so many things being AI,
Mm-hmm.
like, I can almost see it becoming like, if they could design such an intelligent AI that would have like set solutions to problems, like, and it would determine based on your mannerisms and details, like, maybe people would rather.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem, though. Like, it would be cheaper, but, like, there's only so many things you could program in. Like,
yeah.
I mean, you could do, like, really, really specific things, but you wouldn't be able to get, like, as individual an approach as, like, an actual professional, like, sitting down.
Right.
That, like, somebody that studied for years.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't be able to do that with code. That would be really hard to do.
I guess I'm thinking really far into the future with this one.
Like, yeah, like I said, it would take a while.
When we get to that point, like, I don't like that. Yeah. Even if we were to get to that point, I don't like that. Like, it's like...
And even then, like, I don't know. It's just... I feel like to kind of get through it, you'd almost... Like, to get through most things, you almost need, like, a human connection, even though, like...
Yeah.
A lot of... I don't know if this is true, but a lot of what you see on TV is kind of like the therapist shutting themselves off and just letting you talk, but... Mm-hmm. In a way that's still like it's a human thing. It's not really exactly the same.
Yeah.
Like basic stuff would be fine. I could see maybe alright, remember Google Glass?
Yeah.
That was before its time. I could see having something like that maybe. Kind of like similar to, well, I don't know if it would work just for eyes. I don't know. So I could see it replacing, like, service dogs, service animals. Maybe having something, like, that can scan your face or something like that. I don't know exactly how you do it, but basically just have something, maybe it senses, like, your stress levels or something, blood pressure, something like that, and will... like, if you make sudden change, like your blood pressure, like, shoots up all of a sudden, mm-hmm. like, it'll kind of try to talk you down to a point where you can get actual help. 'Cause, like...
That's actually a cool idea.
I know ages ago, and Tesla does this to an extent, but ages ago, I think it was Toyota, had, like, this prototype car mm-hmm. that... had like a camera that was constantly monitoring you, which sounds kind of weird, but this was just a prototype. It's whatever. Yeah. So it just had a camera, and it would watch your face, and like if it saw you were getting angry, it would like if you had like road rage or something, it would like just be like, oh, all right, well, calm down, buddy.
Okay.
Not like that. It would be. Yeah. It would say it in like a super peppy Japanese voice because it was a Toyota prototype, mm-hmm. but. It would basically watch your face and see, like, what kind of mood you had, mm-hmm. and if you were getting, like, angry or sad or something that could distract you from driving, it would try to normalize your mood so you could continue focusing on the road. Okay. So it would, like, it would assure you and then remind you to focus on the road, and that was about it. Mm. It was a really early prototype.
How many years ago was this?
Oh, I don't even know. It was ages. I think I read about it in, like, one of those Scholastic Journal things.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's when I started paying attention to technology. Yeah. Then SourceFed came out. And
so it was before SourceFed.
I think it was before SourceFed.
Okay. Alright. So it was before SFED.
It was, BSF for SourceFed.
Like it's an era.
Yeah. It kind of is, honestly.
Yeah.
So I started watching SourceFed, and then SourceFed ended, and I just didn't really care until recently.
Mm-hmm.
Way to go. I don't know, I forgot who bought them. I should know this offhand, but I don't. Oh, way to go, now this.
Oh, now this, yeah.
Now this,
you were talking about that the other day.
Yeah.
I need to figure out a way to get my feet in the podcast because they're just so pretty that I always need to show them off in my content, and I just like I was sitting like that and I was like, it's still not showing.
We'll just post a random feet pic at the end of every podcast.
I guess I could do this. I could just put my feet up on the table like this.
We'll do that as the thumbnail. We'll just have the episode number on your feet.
All right.
This took a weird turn. Anyway, but yeah, I think Tesla.
They'll get it when they get familiar with it.
I think Tesla does something like that too, where if it like sees you falling asleep, Well, actually, with Tesla, the technology is so far advanced. If it sees that you fell asleep, or you haven't touched the steering wheel in like 5 minutes or something like that, the car just pulls off. It just pulls over to the side of the road.
Okay.
And then an alarm goes off until you press it.
That's like a video game. Like
to say that you woke up. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's a lot that went into that. That Elon Musk explained it in the Joe Rogan podcast. There you go.
It's like Joe Rogan hired us to just redirect everybody to that podcast.
Hey, here's the interesting things you missed because you were posting memes of Elon Musk smoking weed and making a really weird face. Like,
right?
Yeah.
He only made that face briefly.
And it's weird because I was watching the Philip DeFranco Joe Rogan podcast the other day, and I just paused it because I wanted to get food or something like that, and I just paused it to like leave the room, and I came back, and I realized Philip DeFranco was making almost the exact same face, so I screen grabbed it, so I have a picture of Philip DeFranco making a weird face on my computer now.
I love getting screen caps of YouTubers making weird faces. I got a bunch of Elliot Halls.
He just exists in a weird face.
I love that guy, but it's not hard to get funny faces of him.
Drink water. That's like all I know. Well, I know more of him. I watched a lot of his videos, but that was my big takeaway.
Just drinking water?
Just drink water.
Yeah. I think it worked. I think he got to you because you drink a lot of water. Is that water?
Yeah.
Thank you, Elliot.
Yo, Elliot!
We're gonna get sued.
You're just beatboxing it so perfectly that the algorithm's gonna pick up on it.
Don't sue me, Elliot. You saved my life.
Where was I going with this? Oh, maybe we could have something like that. Something where it can kind of like sense your face or sense your emotions or something like sense your not emotions but like blood levels and stuff like that,
blood pressure,
and see if you're getting depressed, if you're getting anxiety, if you're getting something like that. Just pump you full of medication.
Yes, that's where it's gonna go.
But
don't let the pharmaceutical industry get a hold of this damn tech.
Oh wow. Yeah, you're right, sorry about that, world. But more realistically, or more hopefully, it's like, hey, I see that you're stressed here. Kind of like Baymax. Have you ever seen Big Hero 6?
No.
Oh. It's a good movie. Baymax is kind of what you need to go for with this, because his voice is like robotic, but it's like, it's soothing.
I'm familiar with it.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, so
concept.
Like, if you were getting stressed out, and something like that started like, hey, calm down. I don't know. I should know the quotes by now. I watched that movie like easily 20 times.
Oh wow.
Probably more.
Yeah.
I don't know. I stopped counting. But like, if it was just that kind of thing where it's like it's just really, really calm, just really nice, and just soothes you. Like, that would be really good for, like, well, I don't know if it would be really good. I've never really had to worry about it. But, like, if you were going into, like, having an anxiety attack or something like that,
Yeah.
Just to kind of like, just to bring you down to a point where like you can go get help from there. It doesn't even need to bring you all the way down. It's just kind of like, okay, you're like in crisis right now.
Right.
Just go
like an interim
like,
fix.
Yeah, just go. I'll dial a therapist for you or something like that. It's not a real replacement to therapy, but it's it definitely
cool. It would only work for me if it was Scarlett Johansson's voice.
What would be Bob Ross would be a good voice for that.
Yeah.
Obviously you can't voice it, but just that
you
kind
could
of thing.
You could synthesize that.
Yeah, well, I don't know. He talks about colors a lot. I don't know if that would really work. But we were talking about that thing earlier where like where you ground yourself, so you want to find different things, and how I was saying like it would probably help better to like if you were stressing out, like, all right, I need to find like 5 red things, and then you're just like, all right, there's 1, 2, 3,
and then you just end up
like
killing yourself because you could only find 4 red things.
5. There we go. I'm not counting your shirt. That's too easy.
Hopefully, it's not even red though.
I can, yeah. It's
hopefully
burgundy.
Hopefully, if anyone we know has a panic attack, they'll have it here because there's 5 red things.
Yeah. But yeah, like just something like that. Maybe it could walk you through, like grounding or something like that. There's a few different ways it could go. We're not there yet. Somebody that knows what they're talking about, figure this out. They're not going to
pick this one to figure out. They're going to figure out the really diabolical ones.
Hopefully, they figure out the interactive dildo.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means yet, but
that's one of the most diabolical ones.
Easily.
No need for men anymore. We have interactive dildos.
I watched a video the other day where somebody redesigned mail trucks, and I didn't really like it. I'm debating on if I want to like make an actual response to this video, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'll just do it right here. Because I can only remember like certain parts. That's why I would make like the actual response, because there was a lot to unpack. But essentially, what it's doing, it was like this big wagon, and it was kind of like modular, so you could just, instead of having to like sort it out into little bags. I don't really know what they do, but I think they sort it out into smaller bags, and they put the bags in the bag.
It looks like that's what they do.
Yeah, they just like take that. You'd essentially put all the bags in a bin, and then you lift the whole bin in there, and then the bin can just sit there, and then you can just grab what you need out of it. But like, he's just like, here's this huge van, and let's just make it battery powered, because why not? But like, you need a lot of battery power to move that thing around. Yeah. It definitely needs to be smaller. Like, if you were going to redesign the... Honestly, if you were going to redesign the mail car, what do you call those? Didn't I literally just refer to it by its correct
I sound
name
like Patrick
seconds
Star
ago?
just now. Wagon? Well, you're talking about the thing we have already. So
yeah.
I think it's just a mail truck.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said mail truck, and then I was like,
yeah,
redesign the mail car, the letter delivery wagon. You gotta redesign that. I don't know, but
the written memo / parcel delivery automobile.
I mean, it would probably be practical to have it about the same size. Do we really need bigger than that?
I don't see why.
Yeah,
it's not a problem right now.
I think a lot of the reasoning for making it like huge was he had this whole other idea where like you can take out the mail and then you can put in like emergency, like medical supplies and stuff in case of an emergency. So I think he was trying to make it like stretcher sized.
Okay.
But honestly, like even just a regular mail truck, those could be repurposed.
Yeah.
I don't think they do that, which is kind of a good idea. But, you know.
Quick side note or question. Is there a video game where you can drive a mail truck yet?
I don't think so.
Because I've never seen one.
Yeah.
I'd love to I hope preferably a racing game.
Yeah.
Where you could race a
I
mail
think
truck.
there might be one in Thumb Drift, but that doesn't really count because it's just like a little mobile game where you just drift a car around.
No, I want like a rumble racing style game.
Yeah.
Like, where you can drive a freaking mail truck. And
No, I don't think I've seen one yet. I don't even think GTA 5 has mail trucks, which is weird because they have like everything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they don't. They do not
Although
have-
San Andreas might have.
No,
No?
they didn't. No.
Oh, I could have sworn I stole in the mail. Oh, maybe it was a.
They got golf carts, dump
I
trucks,
think
or
I
not
stole an-
garbage trucks.
I think I stole an ambulance and got into a head-on collision with a fire truck.
It's easy to do in that game.
Yeah.
I haven't really played the new GTA, but are the ambulances and fire trucks, do they still run people over when they show
easily.
up?
They're not as bad about it.
I loved it when they just they would pull up and just kill an entire block of people.
Yep.
Just to revive a gang member.
Mm-hmm. They just like drive down the sidewalk. There's a wake of destruction.
And all the bodies would fly up like this and then plop down. Oh, that was the best. I miss those terrible graphics.
And the graphics aren't terrible anymore.
I know.
Uncanny.
I need the graphics to
weird.
be terrible.
Red Dead's coming out soon. Apparently we're to the point of technology where horses' testicles shrink with the temperature. I guess that's a. I don't know for sure, but I read an article saying that was in Red Dead 2. Horse testicles are too much for him, apparently.
That's. I got nothing on that one. Wow.
Rockstar's a cool company, but like they focus it literally on designing the game and then just not at all to upkeeping the servers or anything.
Yeah.
GTA Online is one of the least balanced games I've ever played.
Oh, really?
Like as far as like multiplayer games goes, it's a mess.
Yeah. I know that the Nico one, what was it, GTA 4? Was that it?
Yeah.
That one was, the online for that was pretty weird.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like
I
players
never
would
really-
just drag,
Yeah.
like slide across the ground.
That was more internet connection stuff.
Was it? Okay.
Here it's like we're just going completely off topic with Grand Theft Auto, but whatever. Like
We can afford to do that now.
there's a few really good like planes and stuff. But to get them, you gotta like grind to get money and stuff, and you gotta do all these different missions and stuff. But like the missions make you very vulnerable to people that have these certain planes and stuff like that. Like anything that's got a guided missile launcher on it, it can just destroy you wherever you are on the map, basically.
Yeah.
Not really, but like they can be like ages behind you and just hit you with a missile, and there's no counterplay to that. There's nothing you
I
can
don't
do.
like that
It's
there's
just-
no counterplay. Like there
Yeah.
it should be a very
it's just-
challenging
it's just
counterplay.
over.
There should be a
Um,
very challenging counterplay, at least.
Yeah. Like you can try to dodge it, but it's hard to do in cars.
Yeah.
They kind of like designed it for dogfighting, but then it didn't end up being used for dogfighting. It ended up just being like, hey, there's somebody who's a lower level than I am. I'm just gonna hit them with missiles until they leave the lobby. I don't know. It's kind of annoying, but whatever.
Yeah.
There's just like no balance at all.
Yeah.
It's a little frustrating, but at the same time, like, I'm to the point where I just don't care.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know,
That's where I'm at with everything in life.
I'm a little bitch in that game, too. I had one guy, like, he was gunning me down for ages, and, like, you can honk your horn, it's kind of like a sign, or, like, hey, just, like, kind of a truce thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, he shot me a couple times, and he was just, like, being obnoxious and griefing me and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So he was, like, kind of looking the other way, and I just, like, I think I was in a movie theater, and I snuck out, and I, like, grabbed a car, and I pull up behind him, and I start honking my horn, just kind of be like, yo, let's just mess with some other people or something like that.
Right.
So he gets in the car, so I drive the car into the ocean, but I got out, like, right before the car went into the ocean. And then I stood on the shore. He got out of the car like well after because he didn't realize like what I was doing. I think he thought I was just gonna like try to ramp into the ocean and have a good time. But I actually got out right before the car went into the ocean. And then I pulled my gun out and I shot him.
What? What's wrong with you?
He had it coming.
Okay. All right. Sean.
Yes. I need to stop playing with my pen.
Will you honk my horn? But seriously, though.
We all... No, is that just a quote?
What?
Well, I guess he had a comment. We all have a comment, kid. I feel like there's more to that. I don't know, it's like a...
I'm not sure.
Clint Eastwood thing.
Oh, it does sound like a Clint Eastwood
Yeah.
thing. That's what I was thinking.
It is a Clint Eastwood thing.
Okay.
I just don't know. Right? I think it's Dirty Harry.
Yeah, I think it is. That it's somewhere in here.
No, it's not Dirty Harry. Dirty Harry is the
Make My Day thing.
Make My Day, and also I know what you're thinking. Did he fire 6 shots? Only 5. You see, all this confusion, I kind of lost track myself. But seeing as this is a 44 Magnum, the most powerful handgun in the world, and could blow your head clean off, gotta ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do ya, punk? That one.
Yeah.
But this isn't another movie. I think it's like a cowboy thing.
Yeah. He made plenty of those.
Yeah. I don't know.
I can't.
I think this whole clip is like throwaway. I don't think we've talked about anything on topic this entire time. We've
I don't
talked
think
about
so,
like
no.
horse testicles, griefing people in Grand Theft Auto, and Clint Eastwood.
We're gonna leave it in. It's a podcast. We gotta go
Yeah.
off topic at some point.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. This is what caffeine does to me.
Yeah. Same, to be honest. Oh, I was talking about the mail truck.
You were talking about the mail truck.
Yeah.
I don't know how we got into horse testicles from mail trucks, but
Yeah. I do like the idea of, like, having it... You can just move stuff out and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
He was going on with all these, like... You have this infotainment thing, not like infotainment, but it's like specifically it shows the route and everything so they don't have to carry around a tablet with them.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, at the same time I feel like people would just break into, like, mail depots and try to tear them out of the car.
Yeah.
Because they'd be worth a lot. Plus it would be expensive. You kind of... Plus then you have to deal with firmware, you have to deal with hardware, because, like... Okay, so... The mail trucks we have now, they've been in service since, like, the 80s.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's kind of the problem. They're built on the Chevy S10 platform.
Okay.
My first car was a Bravada, an Oldsmobile Bravada.
Mm.
And, that was built on the Chevy S10 platform.
Mm.
And the thing just fell apart. Like, it's a good platform, but it doesn't take to abuse very well, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know.
And you like abusing your cars?
Well, not even so much that, just, you know, Buffalo, winter.
Yeah.
So,
Right. Potholes.
yeah. The thing just kind of fell apart.
Mhm.
That was 2000, like from 2001.
Yeah.
That wasn't even from the 80s.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah, they're definitely a little overdue, and I guess they're spending like a ton on servicing them and everything like that.
I'm gonna miss those. Like, they just
Yeah.
look so friendly.
I think having a similar design would be good. Maybe
Yeah.
slightly more aerodynamic, but you know.
Right, yeah.
Just make it look like the AMC Gremlin. Or AMC Pacer, something like that.
I like the Pacer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I-
we saw one the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love AMC.
Yeah.
Just like, super like pointed nose, and then the car just happens. I love AMC.
Why not model the new mail trucks after the Javelin? Why not?
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have anywhere to put mail, but that would be nice. I don't know. You don't really need much going on up front. Like, creature comforts in the cabin, that would be cool.
Right.
But, like, ahead of that, like, the engine. And even with the engine, no, you wouldn't even really need an engine. You could put... Alright, so you could probably run the battery packs along next to the mail because you've got this big opening on either side. In the middle. Heat sink to underneath the floor, and then that just kind of, like, air cools underneath the car. To an extent. I know Tesla has, like, this whole thing where it, like, funnels air in. Like, especially with, what is it, lithium ion, the new one that they're using. Two big plates there, funnels there, the air goes through. But if you put two motors on the outside, instead of having one big engine, you don't need the engine, you don't need the drive. I'm thinking center-mounted driver's seat. Like the McLaren F1.
Alright.
Yeah. Specifically because it's like the McLaren F1, not because it would be practical because you could reach out of both windows, but just because it's like the McLaren F1.
So you just want the next mail truck to be a McLaren F1.
I like what you're thinking.
With all of the stuff that you designed, just designed on the bottom.
No, not even that. So you take it. You take the McLaren F1 body. You take the McLaren F1 interior, the McLaren F1 engine.
Okay.
And I don't know what else goes into a McLaren F1. Everything else that goes into a McLaren F1. You just build that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then just attach a mail trailer.
It doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure the windows in the McLaren F1 are like this big.
Yeah.
Perfect size for letters.
Yeah, you can't fit your hand, but you can fit the damn letter.
Yeah.
Just replace... Oh, we'd have to redesign mailboxes. We have to have mailboxes that you can just reach out like this.
Yeah.
And drop it, and it goes into a little bin.
You're in the center, so you can easily like reach to both sides.
So basically, we're just going to replace mail trucks with McLaren F1s. We need to redesign the mailbox. We need to create a mailbox system that senses that there's specifically a letter and sucks it in when it senses that a letter's been dropped on top of it.
We need to make... Alright, we need A boxes. We need mailboxes that have built-in AI that can sense when they're near a McLaren F1 and just come immediately. Scientists, you can just copy my brain. I promise you will get the job done.
You went so in depth, and then we just trashed the damn idea, and this is what we're going with now.
Who cares? We're running with it.
Yeah. I think
where was I with the actual mailbox thing, or mail truck thing?
I don't know, but this became a mail truck podcast.
Yeah. You don't have to worry about the front of the car hitting anything, so you can kind of just drive it up to things. Screw it. Just put a hole in the windshield. You can drive it straight up to the mailbox and just hand it through the front.
I also thought, like, I actually had, like, a really good idea, actually.
Okay.
I was laughing at that, but, like, I think what we need to do is like, create an extendable arm system for center driver's seat mail trucks.
That would be cool.
So basically what you do is you would have, you would hire people to be mail delivery people who would be willing to just have their arms removed, and then you would install robotic arms that extend.
I'm transhumanist. You're speaking my language here.
Yeah. So, like, they pull up, and it's just like... But... like Piccolo, only robotic.
They don't extend in any practical way. They extend like Inspector Gadget, where it's literally just a really long, like, scissor thing, where it just, like, shoots out.
Yeah. Yeah. And you'd have to create, like... To save money, because this would totally save money, just have windows that are disposable. So each time you reach out, you just break through the window.
Yeah.
And then you have replacement windows, like a whole big box of replacement windows. And
you just carry around like
it.
80 pounds of replacement windows.
And it takes like 20 minutes to install. It's very practical. I think it's
We're changing the world.
It fixes everything about the mail truck.
So then you could have... I don't know, you'd probably need, like... I don't know how you'd set this up, but maybe just have, like, a letter bin on one side.
Mm-hmm.
Just have, like, a bin, one side of the steering wheel, where you can just take your sack and just expand the
You said
sack.
sack.
Yeah. Like mail sack.
Oh.
You know how they have those little duffel bags?
Mm-hmm.
You can just hang...
What if...
I should probably write any of this down.
We should probably go to something else after this, but... What if someone were to... Like, say someone were to invent a vehicle that... Like... So it would have, like, a regular front seat. But, you know, just, like... The driver's side... It wouldn't really matter where the driver's side is. It would probably be more practical to be on the right side. But... You have just, like, a sort of small truck kind of vehicle. And in the back, you keep letters, small parcels, stuff like that. And, you know, it wouldn't have to be that powerful of a vehicle or that complicated. Just sort of a basic, compact sort of vehicle, big enough to carry enough, you know, mail to deliver to several blocks.
Okay.
You know, like a sort of a general area.
Yeah.
And it would be run on gas. It'd just be run on gasoline. And they could all just basically be the same.
Oh, actually.
And
yeah, just mount the wheels really far back. Yeah.
And they could just like just be mail trucks.
Yeah, I don't know. I think like having an electric motor is a good idea. For a lot of reasons. Like electric. So mail trucks are like the perfect place. Did you just describe a regular mail truck? So anyway. Sorry, I'm tunnel visioning.
That's alright, it made it that much better.
I'm like the f***ing Grinch. Remember Jim Carrey's Grinch? The solve world hunger, tell no one. Literally me. Because I'll just come up with ideas like this.
Just because you like it.
Yeah. Am I going to follow through on it? Maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe.
Probably not.
Maybe you'll become a multi-billion-dollar...
I'll probably literally only use it to call that one specific guy out on his video.
And then he'll take all your ideas and get rich off of it.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I gotta live that Nikola Tesla life where I just invent all this stuff and just, like, die broken alone. Well, Benjamin Franklin specifically takes all of the... Benjamin Franklin's reanimated corpse takes credit for all of my achievements.
Didn't Benjamin Franklin steal from a bunch of black inventors, too?
Oh, yeah. He stole from everybody.
Alright.
I drink my water with both hands.
I do a lot of... So... Alright, so closing thoughts on AI taking over.
When I watched that video, I've said this before, but I didn't say it on camera. When I watched that video, I told myself I would not design a mail truck. Then I went and designed a mail truck.
He can't
Look
help
at my
himself.
willpower. Jeez.
He can't help himself.
Now I've got to find that video. I hope I put it in my watch later. Anyway, we went off topic. We started talking about Rogue AI, and then I designed a mail truck.
Mm-hmm.
Eventful night. That's what this podcast is. You never know.
But in between that, horse testicles.
Yeah. It's just, there's something for everyone here on the...
Wait, we're like partially catering to the bestiality market now?
Not to the bestiality market, just specifically people who like horse testicles, but maybe just looking at them.
Just admiring them like modern art.
Yeah. Preferably like Red Dead Redemption 2.
Mm-hmm.
They're apparently very realistic in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Now if we cut the part about Red Dead, which I think we said we were going to, but now we can't because we've referenced it so many times. You can cut out before I go on about GTA Online. Nobody cares about that.
Yeah.
The game or my opinion on it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was another one of these.
Mm-hmm.
It took a weird turn where I designed a mail truck.
Yeah.
And I'm still thinking about mail truck things, so I'm kind of out of it. This is the Endless Conversation podcast, brought to you by Higasa Media, which is literally the same thing. We didn't need another name, but we wanted one because it sounds cool.
Sounds cool, and we got ideas that we're gonna reveal later.
I have so many band names that I think are cool. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Just like it if you like it, and come back for the next one.
And subscribe it if you subscribe it.
Yeah. Just gonna leave it off there before I design a fire engine. That might be helpful though.
Don't. Just
right.
don't. Just don't.
I was gonna say something that wasn't fire engine. Oh. Public transportation, remember? I was on that a
We
little
already
while
did
ago.
that.
Yeah, but I want to do it again, and I want to do it better. Possibly, no, it wouldn't be able to be built off the same platform as the mail truck. Too small. You'd have to pack people in there, like sardines.
Like sardines?
Sardines.
So in oil?
Yeah, specifically in oil. You'd have to fill it with oil.
You'd have to lay down in it, in oil.
You'd have to
sealed shut.
You'd have to lube everybody up before they got on it.
Ooh. Alright.
Yeah.
I'm down. This is a bang bus.
you'd go to work smelling like bus lube.
Thanks for watching, guys. We forgot to sign off. I'm Zoe.
Oh, I'm Sean.
He's Sean.
Oh, I clipped the mic. I'm sorry. I'm Sean.